Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. Today is Sunday, September the 1st, 2024. Looking at these Fight Studios Saurozoic Warriors. These came yesterday, the day before, a couple of days ago. I'll get around to viewing them today. I've got the first wave that came out. I'll put a link to those in the top right of the screen now for you want to see that video. I really like these. These really remind me of proper old school toy shop toys. They're colourful, got good accessories. The packaging looks great. I am looking forward to this a lot. The only thing I'm worried about is that the last wave of Fight Studio stuff, like the Court of the Dead, etc., and the Vitruvian hacks, they changed to a cheaper plastic. So I will be comparing the plastic on these to the plastic on the first wave and seeing if that's the same. And hopefully it's the same plastic and not the cheaper plastic, which is not so good. But these look great. I do like this a lot, and there's a lot of potential for customization of repainting or whatnot, taking away some of the brighter colors and make them fit into other universes, which they will fit into one of my universes quite easily, actually, which is quite nice. Now, they do build them as 112 on some websites, but these are not 112. These are like in between 118 and 112 in terms of how high they are. If they were dinosaurs, they'd be much smaller than 112 and 118. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Let's get a quick look at the boxes. I will turn the light around for this. Okay, so looks pretty good. Paverpergia, it looks like. Two swords that come out of the sheath. Feathered dinosaur, got a little tiny pistol there, tiny little hands. Looks pretty good. Shows you the other three in the back I've got there. You can read there if you want. Pause and read his little bio there. Swap him around. Okay, we have Seth Rassan. Nice shield, nice sort of sword, a strange pistol, a great big warhammer there. Looks good again. If you want to pause and read about that, you can. The heaviest of the new ones, wow, because he's got a tail you can see in the box there too. So this is h.a.c.k.s. He's not purple, so call him Purple Aki. And which is quite funny. If you know who Purple Aki is, you have to be from England or probably from Liverpool. When you know who Purple Aki is, quite a funny thing when I read about him. Does look pretty cool. And the one I think looks the coolest, but it's also probably most similar to the previous releases, is h.a.c.k.s. Nice axe, couple of different pistols, couple of grenades, and a dagger there. Does look pretty good. Again, if you want to pause and read, you can. Did I do that for the previous one? I think I did. So if you want to pause and read this one, you can. Okay, I'm going to box these and set them up. I'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. And here they are. What a fine looking bunch of figures. Not perfect, and few little gripes with them, but I think they look fantastic. Okay, accessories. I'll go through just the loose accessories. Then when I do the close look at the figures, look at the other accessories. So from left to right, what he hasn't got attached on him is these two little grenades. We saw these before. Look at the focus. We saw these before, I think. They're all very similar on the previous release or the previous wave. They look pretty nice in this little silver colour. And then the last one is an additional sword and sheath in this very bright pink. That needs to be sprayed, and it's not too tight. You are going to get some rubbing, some paint rub if you keep putting it in and out there if you do colour that. I'll be tempted to maybe sand down those little nubs there. It'll be looser, but at least if you spray it or paint it, it won't rub the paint so much. And obviously another sheath from the other sword. Very nice looking figures. Please consider joining the Patreon, link in the top right of the screen now. You can see all the videos before they are released on YouTube, exclusive content from time to time, and prize draws from time to time too, including one happening this month, September 2024. Okay, let's go from left to right. I've forgotten all the names already, but never mind. So here's our first one. It's looking very atmospheric, has to be said, with like a bone sort of paint scheme going on there. Looks good. So other accessories, you see he's got his big axe in his back. He's got his one pistol on his back there. The other pistol in the side holster there. And he's also got a small dagger here. I wish there was space for the grenades on him too. Could probably make them, I guess, but he does look good. Next one. Now this guy I said was my favourite. I think this guy's my favourite actually. This guy just looks great, I think. He's got his awesome shield which needs to be painted here. He's got this nice sword here. See his big battle hammer on his back there. And then he's got this pistol or flintlock sort of looking pistol here. Now he also has, which is interesting, if I get this back on the back of his shield by the handle, he's got places to attach stuff. So I'm not quite sure what that's for, if I'm honest. It won't be this battle hammer, that's too big, but I mean you could in theory, I guess, put, how loose is that? It does open a little bit. You could put the pistol there so he holds it like this, and then the pistol is there for taking out. Would that fit in? It's not a nice fit. I'm not sure it's going to fit. So he could hold his shield there with the pistol there. Can take out bang, which will work pretty nicely, I guess. And it's got this other space there. I mean, you could put your sword there, I guess. Something like that. Let's have a quick look. Can you hold that like that? I don't know if you can, you know. It might work, it might not work. Oh, don't cut yourself. The guy's going to cut himself in his pride and joy. Got to be careful there. So he could do that, I guess, and hold his hammer here. But that's not looking very good the way it's cutting him. He can't really support the weight with his wrist. The other thing with the shield is it's sort of that strange angle on the handle. I think the pistol will work fine, but not so much with the pistol there. Let's have a look. And yes, he doesn't hold it particularly tight either. There's no spare hands for this, which is a bit of a shame. It's going to sort of twist down. Yeah, I think it can work, but he needs a better gripping hand for that. Anyways, put him back there. And I'll put the shield down there. Oh, and his sword is put over there. Our next ones, bring him in. He looks fantastic. But this gun is soft plastic on the barrel. Harder on the rest, but the barrel's too soft. And a bit soft on the handle of this club as well. And then he's got another weapon stowed away here. A little dagger, which is quite nice. It does look good. Again, stiffer joints needed to support the weight of things. But with a paint job, he looked superb. I mean, as it is as a kid's toy, it does look good, but I prefer things look a bit more. The last one, I've got issues with this. The tail looks fantastic, these tail feathers, but it's too big. It needs to be smaller, or it needs to be articulated, because otherwise, if I get this focus to move the camera down, always going to be leaning forwards. Can't go backwards and stand straight, because that is not articulated. So it's a bit of disappointed in that. But nice sword we saw earlier. Tiny little pistol. Little throwing stars there which need to be painted. Pretty good looking sculpt. Nice in the feet. The tail does look nice, but it's too big. And also, where do the swords attach? They got these pins. So I thought a pin would fit there, and it's sort of pushes in, so you've got one there. But where does the other one go? Put one there, and then I mean, there's a sort of a hole there, but it's too small for the pin, and this pin doesn't stay very well in that hole in the back of this one. Well, that's a bit better. So it looks pretty good, but I'd much rather have the space for this. I mean, it could go down the... Yeah, I'd rather have space to stow that too. But it's not a bad looking, just that tail is too big and not articulated, which really needs to be to help it stand up. Okay. Let's get a look at articulations. Take our first one. We go from head to foot. So you can look left, right. Take the axe off. Left, right, up, down, side, side. Really nice. You can open the mouth. See a red tongue inside. Shoulders all the way around. Lateral raise, slightly over flat. Bicep bend, almost 90 degrees. And then you've got a turn on the hand. And you have got, I believe, wave articulation on the hand. You've got trunk for turning. Small forwards, backwards, not really a side to side. Hips would be full splits if things weren't getting in the way. Forwards is not bad. Backwards is not great. There's no thigh twist, but there's a small movement from the hip. It is appears to be a single stiff kneecap, not getting a lot of range of motion, but you can pivot from the knee. And then the feet, you've got a small dorsiflexation, a good tippy toe. There is no turn from the foot, but you do have a swivel in and a swivel out. But the head articulation is fantastic. Our next one, my favourite of the bunch. Again, good left and right, up, down, side to side. Good that the is that neck articulated? Neck and head articulated separately. The jaw does open again. Shoulders again, all around. Lateral raise, about flat. Bicep bend under 90. On the hands, turn, and you've got wave articulation. Turn from the waist, forwards, backwards, side to side. I should note you can take the armour off and the forearm parts off and the leg parts off and the waist parts off mostly. Got to find out where. There's a little tab there. Hips, again, approaching full splits. Forwards, very good. Backwards, very good. Again, no thigh twist, but a really good swivel from the hip. Single joint kneecap. Not particularly far, but it will do. And feet. Got a bit of paint rub, you see paint coming off there. Tippy toes okay. Dorsiflexation is okay. More about the shin armour. And then you've got this really good swivel in and really good swivel out. Just that their joints in the hands and wrists aren't really strong enough to hold the weight of their weapons. This big guy here, he's a club out. So he has, from the neck, he has a left and right, and an up and down, and a side to side. From the head, he has a side to side, up and down, not a left and right, and his jaw does open. Again, shoulders should go around, just the pauldron needs to be pushed to the side. He gets a slightly over flat lateral raise. His bicep bend. Let's find his joint. Where's his joint? Is tiny. Come on, boss fight. That's tiny. And then his hands again are wave articulation. Can turn, and he's got wave articulation. Waist and trunk, be interesting. Left and right, forwards, backwards, not really side to side. Hips, tiny little legs, but very good on the spread. Forwards is okay. Backwards is fantastic, has to be said. You can twist from the hip a little bit, twist on the knee a little bit. Knee bend is tiny again. Then you've got a small tippy toe, actually a pretty good tippy toe to be fair. Really good dorsiflexation in comparison. And you can swivel the feet, and then his tail is on a ball, so side to side, up, down, around. You can use that to balance him as well if you need to. So that is pretty good. So he can hold his weight with the tail in the air, like this. Or he can put the tail down to support his weight as well. Okay, our last one. Let's take the pistol out. and put the pistol in the little holster. Take this one out as well. Okay. So there appears no neck joint at the bottom, which is a shame. The head, left to right, is very nice. Up, down is nice. Side to side is tiny. The jaw is open and get to see the teeth, which is pretty cool. Shoulders all the way around. Lateral raise, about flat. Bicep, tiny. Come on, Boss Fight Studio, you can do better than that. It's got wave articulation and can turn the wrist, but this one here, I can see the wave articulation. Okay, now it can turn. Before it wasn't turning. It was a bit stiff. Okay, waist, good, forwards, backwards, side to side, and turn. Nothing on that damn tail part, which is a shame. Hips, again, quite far outwards. Forwards is unusual because that legs are permanent bend. Backwards is almost non-existent because of that tail. Knee bend is going to be small. It's almost approaching 90 degrees, but that's because the leg's straight position is not straight anyway. Swivel on the foot. You've got a tippy toe on the foot. And then you've got a very good dorsiflexation on the foot. So, you know, you can get a okay standing position, but so leaning forwards. So it's a mixed bag in terms of articulation. It's all generally good. I mean, for toys, you can't complain. But for things that customizers and adult collectors want, you'll want slightly more. And this one, again, is that just that tail is too big and it's not articulated, is a bit annoying. So let's put them up there. Then I'll do a measurement for size of them. Then I'll get the others out. We can do a comparison with some other figures too. But they do look really nice. Okay, so size. I think this will be the tallest because of the feathers on the head. But let's have a look. We go left to right. So we have here, very, very top is about 6 1/4, just under 6 1/4 inches, under 16 cm. This guy here is just over 6 inches, still under 16 cm. Our shortest but heaviest one to the very top is about just under 5 inches, about 12.5 cm. This one to the top of the feather is definitely just under 6.5 inches, around about 16 cm. They're not small, but they do look pretty good. Let me see how to do a comparison. You know what I'll do? I'll compare with some standard 1/18 scale figures first. And then I'll get in their Wave 1 brethren and see what they're like. Okay, can I zoom out a little bit? There we go. Oop, that'll do. Okay, so if I get a Boss Fight Studios Cigar the Wanderer or Cigar the Survivor. Is it Cigar? I've got his name now. The Survivor, I call him. Cigar. You can see that compared to their Vitruvian hacks, they're a lot more big and chunky. If I get an Acid Rain World, my favourite Narinu Sentinel, and he's a almost semi-permanent sniper position that I put him in. It's one of my favourite figures. It's got a Fortnite fade head, just for effect. Again, you see tower over the Acid Rain World figures, as you would expect. And I use my Fortnite aim custom. You get this standing up nicely first. And again, as you expect, bigger than Fortnite aim. Now, these are not 1/12 scale. They are smaller than 1/12 scale. So if I get a 1/12 scale figure, let's take away aim first. This is from Doctor Strange, it's the Minotaur. I can't remember his name. Is it Rintor or something? He was a Bath, but he's a very small builder figure. You can see that they are definitely not 1/12 scale. They're sort of awkward in between. I think they work great at 1/18 because they're dinosaurs, but small dinosaurs. Okay, right, let's get their Wave 1 companions and get a family shot. So we'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. And here they are all together. A really nice lineup of figures, have to be said. The plastic doesn't feel as cheap on these as on the new Vitruvian hacks and Court of the Dead figures. Maybe because it's thicker, I don't know. Apart from a couple of the weapons, it feels a bit, you know, a bit too bendy, whatnot. But I think these first two waves look fantastic together, just as they are like this. But eventually, probably in about 50 years and I'm 100, I'll have them repainted to match in all of my universes. But I think it's just a great bunch of looking figures. Almost reminiscent of Street Sharks to a degree from years ago, particularly this guy here with a sort of leather jacket. Very, very cool. I'm looking forward to Wave 3 as well. I am tempted to buy a few more of this one with the gas mask there. I've had like 4 in my basket for so long. Maybe on payday I'll consider getting some more. Very cool. Okay, this is Awesome Action Toys. I am signing out saying please like, share, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. I'll see you in another video soon. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye-bye.